If we want to transform into more of the being which live from the heart rather than thinker, it is good to ponder about this. How much do you rely on information as a concept, recognized through thinking? And then you might wonder, what else you can get the information other than concept, other than thinking, other than recognizing concept through thinking? How can I function in this physical world? How can I engage with physical activities? And then you might realize that how much we are completely believing on our thoughts, thinking activity, how much we prioritize thinking activity in our daily life. It is indication we give so much attention to mind, thinking activity, so much relying on the information from thoughts and perception. In other words, we are completely believing in the conclusions that comes from what we see and hear and touch, which means we don't give enough attention to supreme intelligence, which comes from sense into being, which comes from being aware, awareness, which is unconditional love and infinite intelligence, absolute wisdom, offering humanity 24 hours without ceasing, literally. When our state is just merely giving attention to surface mind, we cannot perceive or catch its guidance. It doesn't communicate with us through thinking, through mind. It communicates with us through energy, through sensing. From the perspective of the mind, we might call it's just a silence. But actually, in that silence, there are full of informations. All we have to do is just sense into it, being aware of awareness, give attention to it, and we know it's communicating all the time through cold energy of aliveness, bliss, joy, creativity, sense of being. We might call it intelligence of the heart, guidance of the heart. Because heart is a symbol of entrance to eternity and infinity, vastness. It's a symbol of power of now, power of wholeness, power of presence, which is infinite intelligence, our true power, from which we receive thoughts, we receive images, we receive ideas. And sometimes we are receiving without noticing it when we are aligned with its energy. So we can consciously receive more of ideas and inspirations comes from source through giving attention to it, attention to awareness, attention to space, so that we can develop and define our tuning ability, receiving from energy of true self, source that we are. And then naturally, conditioned mind, demanding opinion, getting subside. Then we can be more aligned with now, source, so that we can live in the now, in the joy, more of moment by moment, living from the heart, not allowing our mind wandering future concern or concern other people's opinions. If we want to develop living from the heart, developing the ability of sensing and tuning in the being presence, guided by the infinite intelligence, which is source energy, all we have to do is just give more attention to awareness, being aware, the awareness in our daily life. We can train ourselves to live in sensing, rather than totally relying on thinking. At first, it might be scary, but we can be aware of that whenever you feel scared, which means you are giving attention to mind. Whenever you give attention to presence, being aware, and then you naturally realize it's a natural state of our being. Peace and security and confidence is always here and now. It's attention away. Our journey of this physical life is like a recording and regaining and remembering what we already are, natural state, natural expression of love, peace, joy, wisdom.